Hello and welcome to Impact Africa, our online talk show where we get to have conversation with diverse people and organizations who are impacting lives positively. And yes, this is your girl, Kemi Akiode Adebayo, Mama K. And in today's program, I've got a very beautiful, hardworking, selfless lady who does so much in the community where she works. Her name is Councillor Franchesca Walker, and she's a councillor for Ward 26 in the city of Cape Town, Western Cape. My sister, I can call you my sister now, I think.
Definitely.
Because once I've met people more than once, I like we become sisters. So, and it is Women's Month, and it's about, celebrating our women, as well. So, Councillor Franchesca, tell us, who are you? Where were you born? What's your educational background, family, anything you want to share with us?
Good morning, Kemi, and thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for choosing me. I'm Franchesca Walker, and I was born in Vrygrond.
Where is that?
In Steenberg.
In Steenberg, okay.
Yeah.
So that's still in the Western Cape.
In the Western Cape,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So our first home was a shack in
Right.
Vrygrond,
Wow.
where my mom and dad lived. And I believe that God has a purpose and a plan for all of us.
Correct.
If I look at the journey that I have traveled through my life. I've got 2 kids. I've got a daughter, Kelly, and a son, Cesare, who has 3 sons. So I'm a granny of 3 grandsons.
When you said kids, I was going to say, okay, I did see pictures of, children. So you've got 3 young adults, basically.
2 young adults, yes.
So you're a grandmother? Okay.
Yes, of 3 grandsons.
Wow, okay.
I've got a 10-year-old, a 5-year-old,
Wow.
and a 2-year-old. And grandchildren gives you the greatest joy.
I can imagine.
Yes. Just recently, I've lost my husband on the 5th of Jan due to COVID. Both of us had COVID. But God is good. He's gracious. And at first, I was angry. I had many questions. And he was the love of my life. He was my soulmate, my friend, lover, and all of a sudden you're alone. And he died in my arms in our bedroom. But I can say that at the time, I didn't think that I would get through an hour or through a day. And it's been 7 months now. I can say that God has been good. God's strength has carried me every day. And I can still be happy to be alive. And at the time, I felt that I wanted to die myself. But I've realized that my purpose on earth is not done yet. God saved me for a purpose. And if He is still in need of me to do good within my community, changing people's lives, and being there for those that are in need, then I'm the girl that's there. So yes, it's Women's Month, and we need to embrace ourselves. We need to still walk with confidence.
Before I go into the Women's Month, what you shared, with us there was just so deep, the loss of a loved one. And the fact that, you both were ill, and, you probably were not as ill as he was, and he left, due to complication. And even though it's been 7 months, and like you said, initially you were angry, you went through probably various emotions.
Yeah.
How were you able to, I know you said there that, you knew God has more purpose, for you.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping what you're sharing, because this is what this program is about. It's about all sharing our stories.
Yeah.
And this time and this season of COVID has been tough for most people.
Yeah.
Most people have either lost people close to them, or friends or neighbors, or they know people who have. So how have you managed, to cope in the last 7 months? What keeps you going? What makes you feel, because like you said, you were angry, but you now held onto your faith, with God's faith, you still have, God has more purpose for you, So how were you able to turn around? And I'm sure you're still probably grieving.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I still grieve every day. I still cry every day. I still cry myself to sleep. I had to see a grief counselor that helped me through. My grandson was in the house when my husband passed on.
Oh, okay.
So both of us went for grief counseling. It helped to an extent where I felt that I needed to find the inner strength within myself. There were days when I would lay and wanting to die, not wanting any people around
Just
me.
giving up.
I've given up. But then it takes a lot of strength to be able to find that inner love that we shared. And would you want me to
give up?
Give up? Yes.
Follow him? No, probably not.
Yeah. So I did a lot of soul searching, and I did a lot of traveling.
Right.
I wanted to be out in the open. Because I drive a 4x4, we bought it together to do outdoor activities.
Driving, yes.
And funny enough, we haven't taken it for a drive together because we didn't know what the future holds. And then I decided to do the bucket list that the two of us had, and I wanted to complete a few of the things on the bucket list. And one was to do a 4x4 trail. And about a month ago, when the snow was falling in Ceres, I took my grandson and we went up. And I did the trail.
Wow.
I'll never ever do it again.
But at least you did it. That's a bucket list. Done.
Yes, done.
Got the t-shirt.
When you start the trail, you can't turn back. And when I looked at the mountain, and there was no way turning back, I had to complete the trail. And it was 2,200 feet up. And there were a few times when I sat and I said to myself, oh, how did I start this? Lord, just give me strength to get through it. But you know what? I found the strength within me to get to the top. And I sat there for 2 hours looking at the mountains and speaking to him and speaking to God. And I said to myself, but how do I get down? My word. My heart just skipped a beat when I looked at the mountain and I looked how high I was up. I thought to myself, how am I going to get down? And then I was waiting for the rangers and they were taking so long, and I then decided to take the road back down. And it was the most thrilling but most exciting, fulfilling that I could do it. We always put boundaries in front of ourselves where we say, I cannot do it, or I'm too scared to do it. But when I got to the top, I screamed from the top of my lungs to say, I've done it. But now I need to get back down.
The reality.
And when I came down, I screamed even louder. I danced that I could get myself down. And those are the little joys that I feel. I love traveling, like the drives. Just last week I visited the Langeberg municipality, which is Montague, Bonnievale, McGregor, Ashton. I would pack up my vehicle and go for a drive. And the open air and the mountains does good for my soul. It allows me to deal with me. Nobody else can tell me how long I must grieve, when I need to get over it, when I need to. It's me.
Yep.
It's my
Yep.
inner girl in myself that I need to find that strength to get up every day. And there are days when I look horrendous, when I look down, when I look dreary. And then there are days when I get up and I say, God could not have created a more beautiful person than I am. So I need to compliment myself where I feel down, where I need to get up and dress up and show up.
Yeah.
And I just feel that I'm a very resilient person, and I've got a lot of confidence within me that I will survive. I'll definitely survive, but I will never ever forget the love that we shared.
Wow. I really want to ask more, and but I'm really feeling, yeah, we need to talk about a little bit more, but well done. I'm sure he will be so proud of you, especially that taking off one of the things on the bucket list and going on, to do all those steps. And what was his name?
Kirk.
So you have Angel Kirk, up there, who probably was pushing you as well. And he will continue to push you, like you said, to dress up and show up. Well, we'll be right back. Councillor Franchesca, my sister, your journey in the last 7 months, like you've shared, has been tough, has been hard, has been probably overwhelming as well. And, you mentioned one thing there about, the fact that God's purpose for your life and the fact that, you've been resilient, in all this, and the fact that, all the emotions as well you've gone through. And you shared how you coped, with that time. And part of what I believe as well, before we go into other stuff, because this is important, is there's always a reason, for something happening to us. And one of the things I know is, whereby what you've experienced, hopefully, you'll be able to share with other women or be there for other women who, or one woman, out there who might be there. And I know during the break you mentioned a phrase that I loved, that, you will want to be a beacon, for women, and you're already doing that. You're already doing that. So, don't give up on yourself, and don't, keep doing, what you're doing, and God will keep surrounding you with the right people for this season of your life, because it's a new season and you're already embracing it. But yes, you might have more lows than more highs. So I just want to say I salute you, for that. Councillor, you had a coffee. I know we had to quickly stop there for a quick break. You had a coffee shop called Unity, which was about bringing women together, life in Del. So, okay, carry on in terms of your calling as a politician.
Yes. Strange enough, the mall where the coffee shop was established, didn't do very well, and I was a woman business owner, and at the time I have put up my house as collateral for the loan.
Okay.
And when the business collapsed, I lost my home. The bank repossessed my home. They repossessed my cars, all the equipment, and I lost everything. A time in my life where I can say I had to walk away and ask God where to from here, because I didn't have a roof over my head. I was divorced, I was unemployed now with
So basically homeless.
homeless with 2 children, and I had to start all over again.
Wow.
And I went, I didn't know where I was going. I then had to go back into corporate, find a job so that I can provide for my 2 children. And then I ended up going for an interview at Western Cape Government. I then landed a job as a messenger, which is the lowest paying job within that particular office, from a corporate businesswoman to the lowest job. But you know what? It's not about the job. It's not about you making tea. When I had the coffee shop, I would be the owner and I would be served. The roles immediately reversed and I had to serve those coming to this office. It was the office of the Minister of Community Safety, and I was the eldest in the office, but I had to serve all the youngest in the office. My duties were to collect documents and take away documents. I would, when visitors would arrive, I would make them tea, I would clean the kitchen, I would answer the phone. So it was nothing that would hurt my character of who I am. I needed to provide for my family, and I would do anything to make sure. So through that job, I could rent a flat, and then we had a roof over our head, and life started becoming a little bit more easier. I then worked in that office for 5 years. I did everything to build relationships so that I could move forward, because you will always have people that comes into your life and that lifts you a little bit higher. But before I even entered that office, I was doing community work for about 20 years. So I then applied to become a ward councillor. I tried thrice. I tried the first time, that was 20 years ago. Then the next 5, I didn't even get through the first process. I didn't give up. I continued with my community work. I tried the second time, went through the first process to about the second, didn't make the third. So that was another 10 years down the line.
Wow.
And then I still didn't give up, still continued with my community work. And then in 2016, I applied again. So third time lucky. And then I completed the process.
Wow.
So I applied for the Democratic Alliance, and on the 3rd of August 2016, I became the ward councillor for Ward 26.
Right.
And my husband was he played a very huge role of behind the scenes. He was my anchor, and making sure that everything was running smoothly on the day. And he was up at 3 in the morning at the VDs at 5, setting up and really making sure that I have the best support. And the evening when it was announced that I won my award, it was such a joyous,
I can imagine.
joyous moment
Wow.
hard work over the years.
Yeah, triumph
has
over
now-
adversity. Wow.
That has now had bearing the fruits of that labor. And so never give up on your dreams. Never, even if the road ahead is difficult, find that love and that inner space to grow. And we grow daily. Don't stagnate. Find means and ways to elevate yourself. I always say, fake it till you make it. Walk the walk and talk the talk.
Yeah.
And believe in yourself. It's easy to say,
I know.
but I can talk of experience. I've lost it all and I've gained it all, and I am still here to stay until God decides when my time is up. But until then,
Not a moment from now.
But
Still a long way.
until then,
Yeah.
I'm gonna live my best life. I hashtag myself almost every day, living my best life.
Right.
I say,
Right.
live, love till it hurts,
Mm.
and enjoy every day, because tomorrow is promised to no
No
one.
one.
Be a caring person, be kind, do what you can to enrich somebody else's life. So by enriching other people's lives, it enriches mine. And just that thank you, Councillor, is a blessing unto me. I do a lot of community outreach within my ward. I feed a lot of my hungry children within the ward on a daily basis. I've got some great organizations like Meals on Wheels in Parow that on a Monday supplies me with a warm pot of soup and bread. And then I've got some sponsors that sponsors a Millie Meal and sugar, so we are able to give the kids some porridge in the mornings. And then I've got, my brother has fallen into my footsteps by the giving of feeding the children. So he's got an organization called Unsung Heroes and Invisible Hands, and they also sponsor a 120-litre pot of noodles, which we give out on a Saturday. So I have been able to, through my pain and through my life experience, turn that around to bless others. So just a thank you from the children is a blessing. And I believe that whatever I do, that there is greatness that is still waiting for me. That what God has in store for me is great. And I'm ready to receive.
Wow. You know, I could just be listening to you and we could go on. And you know, you need to write a book. That's one thing I want to just encourage you to do. Write a book, ebook, hard copy book, whatever it is. Even if you're not writing it now, start noting your journey down, because you have a lot in you there that would help people and give them, you know, that encouragement, that push, that hope that we most of the time all look for. That, wow, look at me now. And you're probably even not there yet, you know, in the calling that God has for you. But the journey, you know, that He has given you, and you sharing it now, you know, is just so fascinating for me. So I don't want to forget that thought. That's why I just have to let you know, write a book, document it, log it, for the younger ones coming, for your grandchildren, your great-great-grandchildren, for the memory, you know, of your Angel Kirk, you know, up there. So start writing it down, and I know God will get you as well, you know, to that plan. Not necessarily as a money-making thing, but as a legacy as well, even for you to leave for generations to come. You know, to say, wow, our great-great-grandmother did this. A great, you know, an autobiography or something, you know, about yourself, because you've got a lot. you know, to share. And I believe part of the calling as well, you know, is to get you to share that story.
Yeah, I've got. Kimmy, if I must start with my life, it's going to take us.
I can see that. I can see that. That's why I'm like, I really will be doing part 2, part 3 with you, because there's a lot, you know, in there. And you don't want to, what's the word, like you said there, you know, you keep doing what you're doing till God calls you as well. But you're still young and you still have a lot to give. So now, don't wait for tomorrow. I think that's what the message I'm saying now as well. Start writing. Start putting that story on paper or voice note or something. Start recording it. Because like I said, nobody knows tomorrow.
Yeah.
Start logging it. Because yes, for me, my memory, I don't even remember my childhood things anymore. And it touches me. But however, you know, if you can recollect, you know, all those things, start logging it now. Start putting it down so that others can hear. So what motivates you? What motivates you? I can tell already, but I still want to ask. What motivates you? What keeps you going through all this, you know, life story and life journey that you've been through?
I think it's got more to do with where I come from, and I've had a very supporting mom that never gave up on us.
Right.
I was just about 4, 5 years old when my dad, we were 4 kids born of the marriage, and my mom was pregnant with my baby brother, and he just upped and left and never came back.
Oh, okay.
And he's alive. He lives in Durban. That's a chapter in my life that I still need to close. I regularly check up on Home Affairs if there's a death certificate. They say, no, he's still alive. So I need to travel to Durban to close that chapter.
And he's never even
contacted. I'm 40,
even up till now.
Up till now, I'm 49 years old, and I've never seen my dad. But I had a very courageous, strong mother.
Women.
Yeah.
Just
a mother that never gave up. That worked 7 days a week, 5 days in a factory, the other 3 days at Pick and Pay in the town centre, Mitchell's Plain. And as a 10-year-old, I started running a household. So I don't know what it is to be a child. I've never played as a child because there was no time. I had to take care of the other siblings while my mom wasn't there. So when we wake up in the morning, she'd be gone to work. So you're the first child? Yeah. When we wake up in the morning, she'll be gone to work. When she comes at night, we would be asleep. So I've learned to look after myself from a very young age. At the age of 14, I started working at Pick and Pay weekends, casualing to get some extra money in. And you know what? My mom used to work weekends at the deli, and when you ask, you go to Pick and Pay and you buy the grilled chickens, and they ask who wants to clean the chickens, and my mom would say that she would want to clean the chicken, because you know what? There's a reason. Because the giblets inside the chicken, the person that cleans it, that person can have it. That time they used to throw it away.
Wait, I was going to say.
They used to throw it away because it's waste.
Now, right.
Then she would say no, she would clean the chickens because she would know that would be food for us. And then she would carry those bags home with those giblets. And quite heavy, and when she gets home, it's my job to separate. So then you separate the liver, that is, you need to make a smoortjie for the bread, that is for the week's bread, and the neckies and the giblets, that is to make food, and I need to make packets each day for a pot of food. And we lived off that for many years. My mom worked for Pick and Pay for 30 years, and Pick and Pay's waste became our food. And
Wow.
If I look at, just last night, I said to my grandson, come, Ma's taking you out. And we went for pizza at Panarotti's, and I ordered a Monsterito pizza, and I just wanted the two of us just to enjoy it. And I looked at, and sometimes when I sit and I pay for these things, and I say to myself, thank you, Lord, for your blessings. Look at where you've brought me, and look how I can enjoy the fruits of my labor right now. So I've been through tremendous, difficult times as a child, growing up, and becoming a parent, a very young parent. At 19 years old, I had my son, but still being able to care for him. I left school in standard 8, didn't complete school because I had to go and work to help my mom because things were just very, very extremely difficult in the home. And raised my son, and when he was about 15 years old, my son started doing drugs. And the devil was in my home for 7 years. He visited my home every day. My life changed dramatically having a son on tick. That movie that they portrayed where the mom killed the son, I can't get to the name now, Alan Pakis, that movie doesn't come close to what I've experienced as a mother. But I remained a praying mother. I remained a mom that never rejected my son. I supported him, and even days he would smash my house, my windows. One day I would lock my back door, and he would take an axe and he would axe that whole door down and tell me, lock that door again. But God again came through for me.
Wow.
And he's off the drugs, he's married, he's got 3 sons.
God, praise God.
Can you see how God...
Yeah.
And so I can...
That book?
Hey,
You need to write it.
I can take you, and I want to be... I want to tell women, never give up on yourself. Never give up on who you need to be. Your purpose, you need to redefine your purpose in life, where God wants you. And you also need to decide what is good for you and what is not good for you. Let go of those things. Let it be and move forward. Sometimes we hold on to things, but then God has greater things waiting for you. You hold on to this door. Let it open up the door. Walk through it. Whatever comes your way, embrace what is coming your way. And even though I became a politician, I just feel that the life journey has prepared me for the work right now. It really set the table for me to now be able to, because I get regularly residents whose kids are on drugs. I get, and then when I tell them my story, they say, no, but it's impossible. Look at you. Look at you. There's nothing that says on your face that you've been through this difficult time. I always say, you dress up and you show up, and your problem don't need to sit on your face. Believe in yourself. When you walk out, you say, it's a new day, it's a new blessing. I will stand tall whatever what God has in store for me. And I come forward now as a much stronger person because of what life has taken me through.
Wow. Wow. I really... Okay. I think I'm going to kind of finish with the last question, but we're going to definitely have part 2. And I hope you wouldn't mind. I know you're very busy to have us back because you have so much in you to share. And I can see different segments, you know, of different, all what you have to share. And yeah, that's the calling, you know, upon your life. And I like the fact that you say, yeah, not just a politician, but a calling for you, you know, within politics, and it's about being in the community. And God has given you the tools.
Yes.
You know, from the beginning,
Prepared
you know,
me.
yeah, prepared you from your father,
Yeah.
leaving home, your mother being strong, your son, early pregnancy, young person, loss of. Wow, I'm just looking, and I'm like, you know, I always tell people, when you see people always think, oh no, you know, like you said, you have a 4x4
Yeah.
car, you're driving, and it's like, no, she can't understand, and you can't tell what people.
I always say, you look at me now in my full glory now.
Yeah.
You look at my gain,
Exactly.
and you haven't seen my pain.
Exactly.
See,
Exactly.
get to know my pain,
For
and
you
then
to be
you
able
will
to
understand.
Yeah.
And when I
Yeah.
became councillor, because I've lost the business, I've lost my home, I was blacklisted. No bank didn't want to touch me.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get a clothing account. I was blacklisted to the core.
Wow.
And when I got the job in the ministry, so for 5 years I would surely, but making sure that I pay off my debts. But your blacklisting is still there.
Yeah.
And when I became a councillor, I couldn't even get a vehicle. I could not, with the salary that we earned. The bank didn't even want to look at it. My husband had an old Colt bakkie. Old, I think the bakkie was 40 years old. Old jalopy. And he would take me around with that bakkie. And then people would make fun of me and say, but you're a councillor and look what you're driving. And I believed in myself.
And you didn't allow that to shame, you know.
Yes,
No.
your shame is not my shame.
Exactly.
No. And they would say, it looked like a bakkie that you're selling snook on the road. And I would take it on the chin. Today, I'm driving a 600,000 rand 4x4 bakkie. Amen.
Yeah, there you go.
5 years
No,
later.
Well done.
Can you see?
No, well done.
Because I believed in myself. I believed in my purpose. And I believe where I'm going. I might not have started off well. We cannot always, we cannot blame ourselves for where we start. Because I grew up in a shack.
You had no control of where you were born.
No.
Where,
Can I blame my mom and my dad for starting off in a shack?
No.
No.
Yeah.
And I always say, you know where you start, you have no control where you start, but you have control where you're going. And where you're going, you need to put in that effort to where you're going. No matter what the obstacle is within your road. Even when I did, I left school at standard 8 and I did my matric in 2016. In 2016, I decided
at the age of
42,
there you go.
I'm going
so you
to
never
sit,
gave up.
I'm going to sit in a class, and I've got all these books, and they do the assessment where they ask me your age and your work commitment and your children and your grandchildren. I think you must only do 2 subjects because your capacity only allows you 2 subjects. I said to them, you don't define and determine my capacity.
Really?
I said to them, I will do all 8 subjects at one time.
Good on you.
And if I fail all 8, I've tried.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then I did all 8, but then I look at all the books and I said to me, hell no, what did you do now? And I would sit in class and I passed 6 subjects, I failed 2. But I was happy to fail 2.
Exactly.
And
At least you tried.
I tried.
You showed up again.
And the time when I did matric, it was the time when they amputated my mom's leg. On the first day of my exam, they amputated my mom's leg and she's laying in hospital. And I'm supposed to be there, but I'm in class. And I'm sitting in class and the tears are running and the lecturer, the person comes to me and she says to me, ma'am, what's wrong? I said, you know, while I'm sitting here writing this paper, my mom is on the operating table. And she says to me, I can go out and take a few minutes to compose myself, then I can come back. And I couldn't wait for the class to be done so that I can get to the hospital. But I believe that nobody should define you. Define yourself.
Yeah.
And I still need to complete those 2 subjects, which I'll definitely do. But at least I tried.
Yeah.
I can say I
No,
sat
well
there.
done.
And
Well, kudos to you. Wow.
nobody will define Franchesca.
No.
No.
Oh. You want to make me really, really shake buckets on this program. And as I have to be professional, they keep saying, but no, you know, and the tears of pride for me that I'm sitting with you and I'm hearing your story. Because I can't understand. I can't even imagine all this journey. You know, I can't. I can only picture it. So it's pride that, wow. And I feel blessed that I'm here with you and hearing those powerful stories. And knowing that my story as well is valid in whatever capacity. And being thankful. Wow. 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 I have to close. So I was going to ask that closing question, but what I will do, because I don't want us to rush it, I will leave that to the part 2, whatever we chance to make. You can get rid of me. Because now I'm going to keep coming. I'm going to keep coming and you have to squeeze me in sometimes. Somehow. Please.
I'll definitely.
No, because
I've got a lot to share.
Yeah, you have a lot. You have a lot. You have a lot. And people need to hear it. People need to hear it. Through platforms like this, through reading, through schools for the young girls, you know, because our young ones are coming up. And some of them don't even, you know, have any hope. Or they allow where they're born to already cloud, even having a vision for the future. They think, oh no, nothing can work. I'm already, you know, living in...
I must tell you that, and it's going to take us a few sessions, but just a snippet of the time when I lived in Delft and when I was unemployed. I was a vendor on the Parel flea market for 10 years. And I would take my 2 kids. Callie was just about born, divorced, and Cesare was 6 years old. 4 o'clock in the morning I would get up and I would go and sit to get a number. And they would be sleeping in the car. So I raised them on the flea market. And there was a time when I sold snook. I definitely sold snook in Mitchell's Plain. And then as a youngster when I was at school, to earn pocket money, I would sell those warm millies on Strandfontein Pavilion. So I've always been developing myself, never ever thinking that I cannot do anything. I would do anything and everything to survive and to elevate myself. And look today, by God's grace, I'm a politician today.
And
I'm financially okay. And when I want to spoil myself, there's no limit to spoiling myself. It's my time to look back.
I think
and say,
that's what I'm even learning as well from you. You know, that you're still doing that. To say, okay, I'm there for people, I'm out there, but I look after myself, go and do the facials, go and do that, and that's something, you know, some women need to hear, even including me. Although it depends on what you enjoy. If it gives you joy, you know, then it's fine. You know, some people like to shop, some people like to go and do their nails, some people like, you know, if it gives you joy, then, you know, why not?
Last week I took a drive to Ashton, and we were on a private villa, and I had a full body massage in the open I just
So
wanted
you're living life.
yeah, I just wanted to have it.
That's it.
And I said,
That's
now I'm going
living
to do a
life.
skinny dip. And I'm doing things that is extraordinary.
Definitely, yeah.
But I want to live.
That's it.
I'm living
You're
my,
victorious
I'm
already.
living my best life.
Correct. Correct.
From the dead
Yeah.
to living.
Yeah.
And that encouragement I want to bring over to other women.
Yeah.
Start doing it for yourself.
Right.
Believing
What I'm
in
going to
yourself.
do now, I'm going to ask you, because we need to wrap up now. So I'm going to ask you, in closing, to speak to the women for us. And, whatever tips, nuggets, or anything that you've shared or want to still share. But I want you to speak to them directly in the camera.
Oh, okay.
Please.
Okay, so in closing, to all the women out there, embrace who you are. Embrace the scars that life has inflicted on you. Embrace where life is taking you. And I want you to decide today, after listening to my message, that you're beautiful, that you're courageous, confident, walk within the purpose that God has planned for us. Walk within your destiny, and only you can decide how life should treat you. As a woman, I can say I am blessed, and blessed to bless others. So I'm blessing you today to take charge of your life. Yes, life is not easy. Life will never be easy. And I don't know what life holds for me. But from here onwards, I believe that when you find your inner strength and you decide that I am a victorious woman, I will stand up for myself, and that life will treat me the way I need to be treated. So take this message from me. I've been through hell, but I've been in the heavenlies where I can say life is good. Thank you.
This is one of the times that I'm actually speechless for somebody that talks a lot. I don't know what else to say. I really don't. Then just to say thank you.
It's only a pleasure. I think you're tapping
Thank you.
into, and I've been trying to be strong while doing the recording,
I know. I know.
and for a few minutes
I know. I know. It's okay. We're done with the recording. And thank you. That's why I'm saying thank you.
because I haven't tapped into my childhood.
I can see that.
I've kept it at bay
I can see that.
because you cannot go back to it all the time. You need to release it.
Yeah.
But when I do tap into it, the emotions takes over.
Yeah.
Just to think of where I am right now.
Yeah.
I am really blessed.
You are.
Yes, I do miss my husband a lot because we had a blissful marriage.
Yeah.
And I still need to be strong.
Yeah.
I still get up every day. I dress up because he would always tell me how beautiful I am.
And you
He
are.
said to me, he's got the most sexiest
You are.
woman.
Yep. I agree.
And when I get dressed in the mornings, I say, thank you for loving me. Thank you for giving me the confidence that a lot of men would look at women and think everybody needs to be a size 10. I will never be a size 10. I'm a voluptuous babe, but I'm a beautiful one.
Very. Inside and out.
And
Inside and out.
I believe that God has a purpose and a plan for my life. And yes, I'm alone right now. I'm at a point where I feel sad many a days, but I believe that I am able to impact some beautiful stuff into people's lives.
You have me right now. I don't want to completely break down, but we're going to stop the camera now. And thank you. You're beautiful, inside, outside. I know you opened yourself, you availed yourself, you allowed me to get in there. I saw that, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful.
Thank you.
But this is what this is about. Hopefully, it will encourage and inspire somebody. Somebody, one out there. Thank you for all you do. You're a woman of faith, and you're a woman of worth.
Thank you.
You're victorious, you're beautiful, you're courageous. All what you said to our women out there. You are the one who is demonstrating it to us now. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And yes, we're allowed to cry, we're allowed to be happy, we're allowed to smile. But what I will ask you, I've asked already, start putting this down.
Okay.
Look for your dad. Have a closure, like you said. Not because he deserves it, but because you know as well, you have men in your life, your children, your boys, your grandson, and so on, your brothers. Put a closure. Look for him. You look for him and tell him you've forgiven him. If you have.
Yes, no, I have.
Good. And you'll see how God will still continue to use you. That's a problem that he didn't have all the journey, and you have a mother that is as well.
Yeah, but she's also passed on.
Yeah, no, looking after you. Looking
all
after
my
you from all
angels.
the, yeah, you've
There
got
she
more
is.
angels. Exactly.
On my wedding day.
Right. So you have more angels up there who will keep you strong.
Yeah.
And have a few network of people as well.
Yeah.
Who will allow you to offload when the going gets tough, like Auntie Rose.
Yeah. Yes, I did. I was in
Yeah, so thank you, my sister. Thank you. We're going to stop now. And I know I've ruined your makeup and everything, but we're going to stop. But before we go, I just want to say thank you to our guest, for being our guest, my audience, my sister, a counselor, a strong woman, a woman of God that God loves so much. Thank you for allowing us to be in your space, to be in your home, to be with you. Thank you. Well, guys, I don't know what else to say more than just to say, well, I hope you've been blessed through that. Remember to stay safe. Remember, God loves you. I love you. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay positive. There's a lot. I don't even want to try and unpack it anymore, but you need to rewind. I'm going to rewind and listen, again to some of the powerful, this is one of the most powerful conversations we've had, of hearing Councillor Franchesca Walker's story. She's the local councillor for Ward 26 in Cape Town. Keep her in your prayers, I will, because the job she's doing is not an easy one. Where she's working is not an easy one. The political terrain she's walking in is not an easy one. So please, the least we can do is say a word of prayer to her and for the soul of her husband that has passed on, and for God to continue to comfort and console her. That's what I'm asking you to do while watching. Just send prayers. Nowadays, prayers go anywhere, anytime. So yeah, I will keep her in mind. One of my prayer, people to pray for. So till next time. Wow. This is Mama K signing off. Remember, God is love. Thank you.